Hey, Dr. David Crozy here, and I'm super excited to share with you today a case study, a super exciting just success story that we got to see here at Compass Chiropractic. If you're out there and you've been putting up with some amount of back pain, neck pain, headaches, or symptoms down an arm or a leg, you've got to watch this because it's going to help you understand what causes those problems in the spine or coming out from them. And listen, if you have a question, make sure to put it in the comments and I'll try to jump in there and answer it when I get a chance. So this 31-year-old guy came in. He says the main things that he was dealing with was chronic pain in rib area and lower back, tightness in the neck and shoulders, and then he's also suffering with pain in his right knee and ankle, sciatic nerve problems down the leg. And so I really started asking him, well, what's the biggest thing that you want help with? It was definitely the right leg. He said hip, knee, ankle, inner ankle up to the calf. And then we always want to know, what is this keeping you from doing? What are the most important things that this problem is keeping you from doing? He said exercise is keeping, he's not able to exercise, so he's not able to lose weight. And then he has a side hustle job where he does events. And so this is a big deal. We've got to get him able to do these events where he's walking for a long time, being able to exercise. And so I did an exam, definitely found that he was more stiff than he should be. I pushed on each bone in the low back, throughout his spine as well, and definitely found some ones down in the low back that were stiff and tender. But I ended up doing some X-rays, and this is what his X-rays looked like. This is him looking away from us. Here's the top of the tailbone. The main thing we can see here is that there is a little bit of a curve off to the left. So we say, okay, I understand that can cause some stress in the low back region. On the side view, we look and see if there's any arthritic changes where some of the discs are shorter and there's bone spurs. All of this region actually looks normal. And so overall you'd say, I don't understand why he's having so much problems just based on these X-rays. Now this is where most medical imaging of the spine stops. They just see how do the bones look. And so that'd be X-rays, MRIs, CAT scans. They just see what it looks like when the person is just standing there or laying there still. But what we'd say is way more important is we want to know how is the low back actually working. So you have 6 bones in your low back that all should move when you bend forward or bend to the side. Back in 2018, I learned to do something called a motion X-ray study where we can see, are those bones moving like they should or are some of them stuck? And so this is an example normal motion study. So person standing there looking straight away. When they bend to the side, we want to see each of these bones tilting over to the side a little bit. Each contributes to that motion, and then also you can just see that the ribs come together there, so there's a nice overall motion. So here's our motion study of this patient, this 31-year-old young guy dealing with sciatica down his leg. When he bent to the right here, this is him bending as far to the right as he can, and it's kind of helpful to start by saying which ones are moving like they should. And so this one here, that one does tilt over a little bit. This one here tilts over a little bit. That one tilts over a little bit, and this one here tilts over a bit. So we have 4 bones that are moving, but if you look at these bottom 2 bones, when he bends to the right, they aren't moving at all. And so, again, if these bottom 2 bones aren't moving, where does the stress go? If this guy bends to the side or bends forward, it's like this joint here is doing the work that's supposed to be spread between 3 bones. So it's going to start having swelling that pushes on nerves, causes symptoms in that area or wherever the nerves go to. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
All right, so we put together a plan with this whole goal of getting these spots to move normally. We did a follow-up X-ray to see the progress we made, and this is the result that we saw here. So again, these bottom 2 bones that were totally stuck, you can see where they're now each tilting over, and there's not all that extra stress on this joint here. All the 6 bones in the low back are moving. Here's where he bent to the left. So this is originally when he bent to the left, that's as far as he was able to go. There was still about 4 inches between his bottom rib here and the pelvis on his left pelvis here. Afterwards, you can see that his rib comes down about 1.5 inches, and these bones just have this nice normal movement. Let's see what it did for his symptoms. You want to see that?
Yes.
All right, let's take a look. So he says, how would you rate your progress overall? He says 10 out of 10 progress. What has improved? He says all of them. And then in addition, he says, what are the other changes you've noticed in your body? He said he's feeling stronger, less stressed, more energy, sleeping better, more alert, fewer illnesses, and digestion is better. He even says his sensation in his right hand and general balance are feeling better. So how cool is that?
That's so cool.
Super cool. So let's talk about, now that we see the results, like what is actually keeping those spots from being able to move. So again, we said that L4 and L5 here are just totally stuck. So what I want to explain is soft tissues and scar tissue. So when I say soft tissues, a lot of people are going to picture muscles. But I'm going to explain that deep in along your spine, you have all these other tissues. So you have ligaments on the front and back and sides of the bones. But the one that I want you to focus in right now on is this joint capsule. So each of the 132 joints in your spine has a little sleeve that surrounds it. And so if one of these capsule gets jerked around hard, like let's say somebody goes sledding, gets 3 feet of air and comes down hard on their butt, and it jerks that capsule, your body's going to try to heal and stabilize that area. But its mechanism of healing, it's going to add in some scar tissue, which you can think of like being like a little piece of Velcro deep within those structures. So your body tries to heal and stabilize that. Some people don't have one trauma in their life, but we can often see where they've had some repeated stresses. So this guy, his main job actually has this amount of lifting 30 to 50 pound items repeatedly, and that would be micro traumas that would add up. But your body's going to add in some more of these little bits of scar tissue, little bits of Velcro. Ultimately, that could take a spot that's supposed to have this nice normal movement, and it's going to seize up that capsule, not able to move. Again, then we have stress above or in that area, swelling and pressure on the nerve. So we want to get that spot to move normal. The first question is like, once we see that, is there a medicine or a pill or an injection that's going to get that spot to move normally?
There is not.
No, Sherry's got it right. It's not going to restore motion. Now, some people would say massage. Well, we love massage, but massage, unfortunately, is not going to get into that capsule and restore motion there either. Stretching, if this person stretches, if there's a mild amount of scar tissue, they might be able to gradually get those spots to move. But if these ones are really seized up with scar tissue, they're actually going to make these ones move even more, but those bottom couple are still going to be stuck. So that's where the foundation of our care has to be these chiropractic adjustments, where we restore and improve motion into those joints. Now, once we have those spots moving better, then we're going to say, what stretches do we have the patient do on their own to consistently start to help those areas to move better? So sometimes I compare a spot that's totally seized up to like, let's imagine that this door hinge over here was totally seized up with rust. If I swing the door open, that's going to be an adjustment. So we break it free. But then I'm going to have the patient do the stretches a couple times a day. So that's like me telling the patient, yeah, swing the door open a couple times a day for me. Let's get that area consistently moving better. Now, once we have the motion improved, we do need to add in what are called neuromuscular re-education exercises. And so your body has these muscles that are in on each side of the spine. They coordinate the motion of the joints. And so once we have these areas moving better, we need to get those muscles where they're always keeping those joints lined up right. Because ultimately, we want our patients to be bulletproof. They can plan a trip, help a friend move to a different house and not be scared that they're going to end up on the couch for 6 days, right?
Right.
So bulletproof is the goal. Now, there are situations where, a person has some arthritic changes. That's where the disc is shorter and there's bone spurs. They have disc findings and they're more stubborn. And so I invested in an advanced treatment called the Back on Track. And Back on Track is going to take this region of the low back, it stretches it out, and then it swivels side to side, and that's going to help us free up even the most stubborn types of problems where there's scar tissue and lack of motion deep within the spine. And so we get great results even with the most stubborn arthritis, sciatica, these ongoing problems. Ultimately, it's not just low backs that we're helping. Neck problems, we can do a motion study on the neck as well. And this is a lady, we did a motion study on her neck, and she got great results. Wrote up a Google review for us. She says she's been to over 10 chiropractors over the years with various styles. She says Dr. Crozie's style led to more improvement for me than anyone else I've seen. I've seen a complete change in my posture, pain levels, and ability to breathe. Highly recommends us. So neck problems too. We get to help so many random problems through chiropractic. So here's some other people that shared about their results here. So now I can make it through the day without taking Excedrin, do my schoolwork without tummy pain, sit without pain and sleep on my sides in comfort, play with my granddaughter without pain, go on walks with no pain, sleep without pain in my shoulder. And so these results, not just getting somebody out of pain, but getting them back to doing the thing that's most important to them, that's what just makes our day. Right, Sherry?
Yes, it does.
So if you're out there and you've been putting up with this pain in your back or your neck or a symptom down an arm or a leg, you're probably thinking, like, I wonder if there are truly spots in your back or in your neck that aren't able to move, that are shut down with scar tissue. I'm going to tell you, we don't know until we do the test. And so I do want to invite you to click the link, fill out the form, give us a call, or use the self-scheduling tool. We'll have a special opportunity there for you to come in and we can do our thorough workup, do a motion study, and go over what it would take to get your body working normally again, get those spots where they're consistently moving and working like they should, and we get you back to doing the things that you love and need to do. So thank you, Sherry, for being our camera woman today. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, hit me up if you have any other questions. Put them in the comments. Thank you.